Good morning. So, the India-Pakistan war of 1971, and then subsequently we have talked about the emergency and how emergency was taken back. Rest of the things you have studied in the foreign relation or the economic context. So the Kargil war and the issue of Punjab. Kargil war, and then we have an issue of Punjab. Kargil war, and along with we will study establishment of Nuclear Command Authority NCA. Nuclear Command Authority NCA. Establishment of Nuclear Command Authority, Kargil War and NCA. Look, 1998 when India conducted a nuclear explosion. So in terms of development of science and technology, other than the space research, India had a very vast experience of going through the nuclear technology as well. So here at this stage, what we see that during the process, 1983, during the time of Indira Gandhi, many nodal initiatives was taken. Many nodal initiatives was taken in the field of defense and development of science, like INSAT system, Indian National Satellite System, that was started in 1983. Indian National Satellite System started in 1983. It was a communication satellite. Communication satellite. INSAT system. It was a communication satellite. INSAT system, that is communication satellite. Then IGMDP. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. So that is Agni series of the missile, then Prithvi series of the missile. So Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. This also started in 1983. 1983 we have the INSAT system, IGMDP, Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Then Institute of Physics. Institute of Physics. Now it is renamed as IGCAR. Indira Gandhi Center of Atomic Research. Indira Gandhi Center of Atomic Research, IGCR. So Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research, it is located at Kalpakkam. So in 1983, all this development had taken place in the field of defense and the science. All this field was developed. So IGCR, that is the nodal agency, and this actually had created IGCR. This actually had created the program for the nuclear development. Program for nuclear development. Particularly the fusion technology, which is much higher yield of energy compared to fission. So comparatively the fusion technology which much higher comparison to the fission, was made and prepared by Kalpakkam बोलते हैं, Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. Kalpakkam. Indira Gandhi Center of Atomic Research. So after all these efforts at Kalpakkam, finally India went for nuclear explosion. 1998 nuclear explosion at Pokhran. Explosion at Pokhran. So there were 5 explosions. Series of explosions was made, 5, in which 3 was fission and 2 was fusion. So 5 explosion was made. So 5 explosion was made. After this explosion, Indian scientists had collected enough data so that they can manufacture nuclear bomb in laboratory, that is called computer simulation test. Means there is no need of physical test, but merely with the help of computer you can assemble the nuclear weapons. So this is called computer simulation test. So after this explosion, India got the status of CST, that is computer simulation test. Computer simulation test. And India had, it is said, according to SIPRI. SIPRI is a nodal agency to watch the nuclear bombs all over the world. Stockholm International Peace and Research Institute, SIPRI. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. There are more than 160 nuclear weapons with India. This is only prediction and based on many calculations. So according to SIPRI, more than 160 nuclear weapons are there in India. Stockholm Institute of Peace and Research Institute. So more than 160 nuclear weapons are there in India. At Stockholm International Peace and Research Institute, SIPRI. More than so So how to keep this nuclear weapons safe from any accidental use? So how to keep this nuclear weapons safe from any accidental use? So 2003, Cabinet Committee on Security, CCS, the Cabinet Committee on Security presented a draft which is called Nuclear Command Authority. Presented a draft which is called Nuclear Command Authority. Cabinet Committee on Security presented a draft which is known as Nuclear Command Authority, NCA. So Nuclear Command Authority is the nodal agency to watch the nuclear weapons in India, NCA, to watch the nuclear weapons in India. Nuclear Command Authority was the NCA, Nuclear Command Authority. So in NCA there are three parts: Political Council, Executive Council, and SFC. So Executive Council. So Political Council, Executive Council, and SFC. SFC means Strategic Forces in Command. Strategic Forces in Command. So political council was headed by Prime Minister. Executive council was headed by National Security Advisor, NSA. National Security Advisor. And SFC, all the members, SFC, all the members are not less than Lieutenant General. All the members are not less than Lieutenant General. Or Lieutenant General or the Vice Admiral or Vice Admiral or Air Marshal. So all are there. SFC. SFC is the real custodian of nuclear weapons along with the perfect delivery system. Strategic Forces in Command is the real custodian of nuclear weapons with perfect delivery system. With perfect delivery system. Perfect delivery system. So decision regarding use of nuclear weapons, it is actually taken by NSA. NSA will give input to the Prime Minister for, that is a political council, regarding the use of nuclear weapons, and then Prime Minister will give this code to SFC. Prime Minister will pass the code to SFC. Prime Minister will pass this code to SFC. So this is how the decision whether to use the nuclear weapons or not, that was taken by NSA, and NSA will pass this code to political council, and political council will transfer to SFC. If political council agreed to retaliate or to use the nuclear weapons, then the final authority lies with the Prime Minister, but the initiation for the use of nuclear weapons is actually the responsibility of Executive Council. After nuclear test in 1974, India had put a unilateral ban on testing the nuclear weapons. And India had almost given that was a fission based, which is actually commonly lesser in intensity. So thermonuclear device is the fusion based, like hydrogen bomb is the most effective weapons considered now these days. Small nuclear weapons is a tactical nuclear weapons. So thermonuclear with high value we achieved in 1998. So that is how the Nuclear Command Authority was made. Nuclear Command Authority was made. So Executive Council will give input to Political Council, and then Political Council will transfer the code to the SFC. strategic forces in command. So next is the Kargil war, then we'll see the Punjab issues and the Assam. These three things we have to see. Then we'll move from tomorrow, we'll go for the art and culture, some of the architectural things that we haven't done. We will start there. Kargil war. So when in 1998 India conducted the nuclear weapons, it was understood that this would be the most effective instrument. So background of this Kargil war. In 1998, India and Pak both conducted the nuclear test. And tension increased. But during the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, this is considered as the liberal regime in the both sides. Liberal regime in the both sides. So they agreed for Lahore-Delhi bus service because Vajpayee visited Lahore. India-Pak discussion on trade, liberal regime had started. But Kashmir remained as a key issue of discussion between India and Pakistan. So Pak's strategy of promoting terrorist activities in JK, creating condition of general rebellions, thereby forcing India to give up the Valley alternate strategy. Pak acquiring nuclear weapons, the confidence of army had increased. They believed that even if we cut off Kashmir from India, India may not launch a full-scale war owing to the fear of nuclear weapons. So despite the fact that there was a ceasefire, but Pakistan understood that if we take the Kashmir at this point of time, because of the nuclear explosion, fear of nuclear weapons, there can't be, India would not invade or to use the full-fledged military action and will take back the Kargil. So in the Kargil already was taken by India after the India-Pakistan war in 1971. The two important peak, the one is the Kargil and second was that Haji Pir Pass. It was taken by India in the India-Pakistan war 1971. And Pakistan wanted to regain this strategic position because Kargil controlled the Srinagar-Leh route. So therefore, Kargil is strategically very important. Having the control over the Kargil means control over the entire Srinagar-Leh highway, which is very important for the operational efficiency of Indian Army in Kashmir, not only against Pakistan but against China as well. So this is the reason why the Kargil had the utmost strategic importance for India. And it was snatched from POK in 1971 war. I told you that India had captured 9,000 square kilometer area and it was taken by, so Kargil was snatched by India during 1971 war. And Pak wanted to regain this strategic position. Pak wanted to regain this strategic location. So in May 1999, the 1 year after the Pokhran explosion, some Shepherd had taken notorious activities in the Kargil because that peak was actually left by Indian Army during the winter season. So it all came into, so May 99, some of the Shepherds identify that peak in Kargil have been occupied by trained militants of the Kashmir and Pak Army personnel. Pakistan Army and militants is very difficult to distinguish. So Pak Army personnel, and this resulted into Indian operation of clearing the peaks with support of both Army and the Air Force. So after long month clearance, there is a massive casualty. More than 300 soldiers had died. So Bajpayee government had appreciation for this, that without extending a full-scale war and to limit the conflict to the specific sectors, the fighting continued entire June, resulting into heavy casualty on both sides of the border. So the appreciation for not extending that to a full-scale war and to limit the conflict to the specific sector. The fighting continued entire June, resulted in heavy casualties on both sides of the border. the role of America remained neutral, or somehow it was the transition phase, the shifting of the post from America, Pakistan centric to India centric policy thereafter. And Israel had given lots of input, satellite intelligence and other important locations. So Bajpayee government was well appreciated for not extending that to a full-scale war. And finally, the Indian forces had gained the strategic Tiger Hills, and then Pakistanis either they abandoned their soldiers and the terrorists with a massive casualty and refused to take the dead body also, and Pakistani adventure started failing. Regained. The strategic peaks like Tiger and the Pakistani adventure started falling. The international impact. The Indian diplomacy was very actively engaged as a triangular diplomacy to USA and China both. So India had involved in multilateral engagement during the time of Bajpayee. So Pak received no help from USA and China because of beginning of triangular diplomacy. Both USA and China was trying to come close to India and was not interested in war between India and Pakistan. Pak's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif visited USA and met President Bill Clinton, and at his assurance of playing active role in the Kashmir problem, he accepted to withdraw forces from Kargil. However, Pak's army faced serious reverse in this war. This was a heavy casualty. Thousands of the people from the Pakistan side had died, both including terrorists, local supporters, and then army personals. 500 casualty was there on the Indian side. So finally, Pakistan had no objective hope to realize the objective. Therefore, Pak wanted honorable exit. And this honorable exit plan was made and Pakistan retreated back. Supak wanted honorable exit. So problem of Punjab, you'll find that pre-partition Punjab, problem of Punjab and the Khalistan movement. So problem of Punjab and Khalistan movement. Before partition, there was a triangular communalism in Punjab. Triangular communalism is Punjab, that the Hindu, Sikh and the Muslims. But after partition, it had transformed into Hindu and Sikh communalism. Hindu and Sikh communalism. So Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh. Even after Punjab Reorganization Act, Punjab Reorganization Act. After the Shah Commission, there is a Punjab, Haryana and Union Territory of Himachal Pradesh. These three division was made. Punjab, Haryana and Union Territory of Himachal Pradesh. But issue of Chandigarh remained unresolved, so Chandigarh was made a union territory and the capital of both Punjab and Haryana. Union territory, that is capital of both Punjab and Haryana. So if you look at the origin of Punjab problem, that is, we have studied a Sikh reform movement, that is Gurdwara reform movement, and that led to the establishment of SGPC, Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. But SGPC had played a very significant role in communalization of Sikh, Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. Akali Dal, with the help of SGPC, started using religious symbol, ideas, connotations for political mobilization and claimed to be sole representative. So, SGPC 1921 Gurdwara Reform Act was passed. SGPC was fighting against the corrupt Mahant, which was in connivance with the British. So SGPC played a very significant role, and SGPC tried to mobilize the Sikh. So during the Pakistan movement, there was a unity between Hindus and the Sikh against the Muslims. And Akali Dal emerged as a sole representative of the Sikh. So in the politics of Punjab, you can see the Akali Dal was a very important player. Akali Dal, with the help of SGPC, started using religious symbols, and therefore in the politics of Punjab, Akali Dal emerged as a very powerful player. Emerged as a very powerful player. But after partition, the communal situation turned into between Hindus and the Sikh. So after partition, the Hindu-Sikh communalist, and this was led by Akali Dal. Akali Dal opposed secular concept, no separation of religion and politics for the Sikh. No separation of religion, the politics of Sikh. Akali Dal said that in the name of secularism, the Sikh religious aspirations and the political aspirations was suppressed. So therefore, Akali Dal had taken the lead in propagating the anti-Hindu ideology. Akali Dal claimed that the Sikh religion is in danger. Master Tara Singh of Akali Dal and SGPC was taking the lead in provoking the Sikh against the Hindus. So it was combined effort of the Akali Dal and the SGPC to communalize the politics of Punjab. So after partition, the communal sentiments against the Muslims, which was very much combined the Hindu and Sikh, now it turned out to be Hindu versus Sikh. And in this approach, SGPC and Akali Dal was providing the anti-Hindu ideologies. So after Punjab Reorganization Act, Punjab in 1966, so Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh was Union Territory and Punjab, Haryana became full-fledged state. But the issue of Chandigarh remained unresolved. Initially, Indira Gandhi gave Chandigarh to Haryana and two districts of Haryana to Punjab, but Indira Gandhi changed her decision and she decided not to alienate the Sikh sentiments. So Haryana, Chandigarh was made a union territory and then it became capital of both Punjab and Haryana. Since then, the demand of the Akali Dal further aggravated. So even a separate Punjab province, Akali Dal did not get the full majority. Therefore, Akali Dal started the extremist demand. So therefore, in 1973, Akali Dal presented Anandpur Sahib resolution. In Anandpur Sahib resolution, demand was very extreme. Chandigarh should be given to Punjab. All Sikh religious areas to be merged in Punjab from Himachal and Haryana. Then control over all the rivers. The Punjab should have a first control. And Amritsar to be declared as a holy city and adequate proportion of the Sikh in the army. So these are the some of the demands was made, but it was not at all fulfilled. They talked about the Sikh nation, but all these demands could not be achieved by Akali Dal, gave rise to further rise of terrorism and extremism in Punjab. Further rise of extremism in Punjab. So Anandpur Sahib resolution was presented, which further aggravated the tension between the Hindus and the Sikh, because the demand of the Akali Dal was running very extreme. Demand of Akali Dal in the Anandpur Sahib resolution. Anandpur Sahib is a place, Gurdwara in Punjab, and demand for Amritsar in a proportion for the Sikh army. Adequate proportion in the Sikh army. Terrorism in Punjab. So terrorism in Punjab after Anandpur Sahib. Punjab after Anandpur Sahib proposal. Akali Dal, he floated the idea of Sikh nation. But the extreme demand in the Anandpur Sahib proposal could not be met. There was a linguistic issues also. Linguistic issues. According to Sikh community of Punjab, that Punjabi is the mother tongue with Gurumukhi script. Gurumukhi script. Punjabi is the mother tongue with Gurumukhi script. Sikh. The Hindus said that Punjabi is a language of Punjab, mother tongue of Punjab, but it should be both Devanagari and Gurumukhi. So script should be both Devanagari and Gurumukhi. This also had aggravated the situation at the point of conflict between Hindus and Sikh in Punjab. Hindus and Sikh in Punjab. In 1981 census, Lala Jagat Narayan So Lala Jagat Narayan, editor of Punjab Kesari, he started newspaper campaign and said that Hindus should write their mother tongue Hindi rather than Punjabi. So Lala Jagat Narayan had started a newspaper campaign that Hindus should write the mother tongue Hindi instead of Punjabi. So this was a problem with the mini Sikh group. However, during the time of emergency in India, son of Indira Gandhi, Sanjay Gandhi, he was running extra constitutional body. He was also General Secretary of the Youth Congress, but he was more powerful than PMO. So extra constitutional body. So Sanjay Gandhi brought General Singh Bhindranwala in politics to counter the Akalis. General Singh Bhindranwala, he was a priest of Damdami Taxal, and he was very fiery approach towards the issues of Punjab, and it was understood that General Singh Bhindranwala and his religious motivation can counter the Akalis. So General Singh Bhindranwale was brought to the politics by Sanjay Gandhi, son of Indira Gandhi, during the period of emergency. He was a religious priest. He was a religious priest and very powerful factor in the religious structure of Punjab. So it was understood that General Singh Bhindranwale may counter Akalis and its religious motivation. May counter Akalis and its religious motivation. Religious motivation. So General Singh Bhindranwale, he killed Lala Jagat Narayan because of his campaign for making Hindi, the Hindus should declare, the way that Lala Jagat Narayan said that Hindus should declare their mother tongue Hindi instead of Punjabi. So General Singh Bhindranwale, he killed Lala, his personals had killed Lala Jagat Narayan. So after death of Lala Jagat Narayan, there was a communal violence in Punjab. There was a population 60-40 in the Punjabi politics, 60% Sikh and 40% Hindus. 60% Sikh and 40% Hindus. So after this 1981 call of the Lala Jagat Narayan to the Hindus who declared Hindi as a official language instead of Punjabi, mother tongue, Hindi as mother tongue instead of Punjabi. So General Singh Bhindranwale and his followers managed to kill Lala Jagat Narayan, and therefore there is a communal violence in Punjab. So in order to counter the rising Sikh sentiments in the extremism, Gyani Jail Singh, he was made President of India. But even though the problem of the Punjab was continued, even though the problem of Punjab was continued. But power of the General Singh Bhindranwale, the power of General Singh Bhindranwale became very important in the Punjabi politics. Became very important in Punjabi politics. So in the night there was ban on traveling of the buses. Hindus at many locations were targeted rapidly. So there was first ever communal violence in Punjab. Bhindranwale had moved to Golden Temple. Bhindranwale had moved to Golden Temple. So once Bhindranwala had visited the Golden Temple, he killed a policeman as Satbal when he was coming out from the gate of Golden Temple. So rising Sikh extremism, the Bhindranwala became the main figure. Later on, he gave a call for armed rebellion and started fortification of Golden Temple. He moved into Akal Takht. Akal Takht is a place, this is a religious shrine in Golden Temple, Amritsar. So he moved into Akal Takht, Golden Temple. This is a religious shrine of the Sikh, and he started operating from there. He started working from there. It was headquarters of Sikh Gurus, from where he used to give order Hukumnama, and their followers also started visiting the place. Hukumnama, and the followers also started visiting the place. So he moved into Akal Takht, Golden Temple, and started working from there. Orders, Hukumnamas, and their followers used to visit them at this place. Policy of Government of India towards Bhindranwala. Although Bhindranwala was brought to politics by Sanjay Gandhi or Indira Gandhi to counter the Akalis, very soon Akali also started supporting the Bhindranwala, because overall their agendas were very common. So therefore, Akalis started supporting Bhindranwala. So there was a very good local support to Bhindranwala. Even the local political regions, local political of the Congress also started supporting Bhindranwala. So it was Gyani Jail Singh and Sanjay Gandhi they brought Bhindranwala to reduce the influence of Akali, but now Akali leaders and the INC Congress also, because of the political region, started supporting the Bhindranwala. So from 1981 to 1984, Indira Gandhi did not take any action against the Bhindranwala. She tried to take the policy of appeasement, tactical maneuvering, firmness, all type of tantrum she started looking, but she was badly tapped. because the Bhindranwala was brought to politics by her only. By her only. So she did not take any strong action between 1981 to 1984. But meanwhile, the violence in Punjab keep on growing. The violence in Punjab keep on growing. So she tried to negotiate the Sant Longowal and Prakash Singh Badal. Both were the leaders of Akali Dal. Sant Longowal and Prakash Singh Badal. There was growing violence in between 1981 to 84. So Indira Gandhi tried to undermine her role of bringing Bhindranwala in politics and then creating the scenario in which Bhindranwala was looking more stronger than any other political leaders of Punjab. He was the biggest politico-religious figure in Punjab. Biggest politico-religious figure in Punjab. She had taken the policy of appeasement, encouragement, tactical maneuvering, firmness, that ultimately given the problem of growing violence. But she tried to contact with the Akalis, the leader of Akali Dal, Sant Longowal and Prakash Singh Badal. Still he is alive, a legend in the politics. This is a policy of government of India towards Bhindranwala. So Bhindranwala was also getting very good support from Pakistan in terms of arms and ammunitions, materials. All the logistics. Because problems in the border state is always opportunity for Pakistan. So finally there was no option but to go for the military adventure known as Operation Blue Star. The military had to intervene because there was growing attack against the Hindus. Hindu civilians in Punjab was targeted in large number. Pakistan interference and support to terrorists and communal passion is spreading against the Sikh in entire India. Golden Temple was fortified by Bhindranwala. So therefore, in this condition, Indira Gandhi had no option but to go for the military action. There was a continuous violence against the Hindu civilians in Punjab. Pakistan started supporting financial and the weapons. So Bhindranwala had all sort of the sophisticated weapons, including the rocket launchers. And obviously, the violence in Punjab, when the Hindus were targeted and the local migrants were targeted, its impact was realized over entire India. The anti-Sikh sentiments. Because whatever going in Punjab, its impact was there in entire India in the form of anti-Sikh violence. Entire Golden Temple was turned into fort. So at the time of 1984, there was no option but military action. So military solution was taken up. The code name Operation Blue Star, poorly planned and poorly executed. It was a grave political and emotional loss to the Sikh sentiments, and this led to the growth of terrorism. So there are many fundamental error. Criticism of Operation Blue Star. As we have seen, most poorly planned operation, poorly executed operation, Operation Blue Star. There is fundamental issues. The first is that this operation was conducted on the martyr day of Guru Arjan Dev. 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 Shahidi Divas. So thousands of devotees were there in the Golden Temple. Thousands of devotees were there in the Golden Temple. Therefore, civilian casualty was maximum. Civilian casualty was maximum. There are many criticism to Operation Blue Star. It was conducted on the Martyr Day of Guru Arjan Dev, the fifth Guru of Sikh, executed by Jahangir. So thousands of devotees were there in the Gondal Temple. So thousands of devotees were there in the Golden Temple, and therefore the civilian casualty was highest. Civilian casualty was maximum. Civilian casualty was maximum. Civilian casualty was maximum. So obviously, lots of devotees were there. Second, Punjab police was not taken into services. Not taken into services. So there was complete lack of local intelligence. Complete lack of local intelligence. Punjab police was not taken into services, so there was complete lack of local intelligence. So there was complete lack of information about the local intelligence. Number of weapons, number of terrorists, various kind of weapons. So complete lack of local intelligence. Local intelligence was not at all found. So you'll find that they started firing the rocket launcher. Then military had no option but to use the tank. And once military utilized the tank, the Akal Takht was badly damaged, which actually provoked the Sikh sentiments. So therefore there was a complete lack of information and the local intelligence. So when Militants started firing with the rocket launcher. Military started using the tank, and that resulted in massive damage to Akal Takht. So it was most poorly planned and poorly executed. Third, military did not use the pressure technique. To flush out the militant from Golden Temple. Flush out the militant from the Golden Temple. Did not use pressure technique. Means military should have taken a pressure technique on the militants to come out and surrender. So direct firing had resulted in massive casualty. In 1988, there was another time when the military had to take operation in Punjab. It was Operation Black Thunder. Without firing a single weapons, without firing, the militants surrendered. So that type of the experiment should have done in 1984 also. But military did not use the pressure technique, and thereafter direct firing resulted in heavy casualties. In 1988, there was another Operation Black Thunder was launched, and then Operation Black Thunder was launched, and then militants come out without any single firing. Without any single firing. So same technique was not used in the Operation Blue Star. Assassination of Indira Gandhi by her own bodyguard and resulted in anti-Sikh riot in entire India had further deteriorated the conditions. Had further deteriorated the condition. Our Ajit Doval, he was the intelligence bureau officer, and he was involved in taking the intelligence collection from the Golden Temple, and he was pulling the rickshaw there. he was a rickshaw puller, and then he take the langar also there inside to find the what is left there. But his information was also not accurate and inadequate. So Ajit Doval was the right now the NSA. He was there as an intelligence bureau officer involved this. So he also failed to collect the exact data regarding the number of terrorists and the kind of weapons. So after Operation Blue Star, there are some positive development that no Indian state nor considered to be authoritative. Considered to be authoritative. To be authoritative. Law and order was established in Punjab. So after this, the secular parties and secular issues became the main issue of the Punjab. So Punjab Accord between Harchand Singh Longowal, the leader of the Akali movement, and so Rajiv Gandhi took corrective steps to reconcile the Sikh community by releasing many Akali leaders. from the jail and by ordering judicial inquiry into the anti-Sikh riot. The negotiations with Akali Dal resulted into Punjab Accord of 1985, right? Rajiv Longowal Accord. And the major demand of the Akali Dal was accepted. A major demand of Akali Dal was accepted. So negotiations with Akali Dal resulted in the Punjab Accord 1985, Rajiv Longowal Accord, transfer of Chandigarh to Punjab, independent commission to identify the Hindi-speaking areas to be transferred to Haryana in return of Chandigarh, independent tribunal for river water sharing, and then again there was a president rule was imposed in Punjab because of rise of violence, because Longowal was killed after Rajiv Longowal Accord. So independent commission to identify Hindi speaking areas to be transferred to Haryana. President rule was imposed in Punjab because of rise of violence. So this was a revival of violence, but 1988, Government of India launched another operation called Operation Black Thunder to flush the terrorists out of Golden Temple. So revival of terrorism, and that led to the Khalistan movement, a separate Sikh nation. Militants once again gathered in the Golden Temple. Later on, with strong political measures, policy issues, intelligence mechanism, no political interference due to president rule, resulted in control of terrorism. but real integration of Sikh sentiments, but the real integration of Sikh sentiments with the Indian nationalism became possible during the Kargil War. Where during the Kargil War, where Sikh regiment played a very significant role in victory of India. So real integration of the Sikh sentiments with the Indian nationalism became possible during the Kargil War. Where Sikh played a very significant role, Sikh regiment played a very significant role in the victory of India. So now come to the Assam, problem of Assam and Assam Accord of 1985. So there was an identity crisis of the Assamese. Assam was very good in plywood industry and petroleum industry. Plywood industry and petroleum industry. So there were lots of migrants in Assam. The laborers from UP and Bihar, they settled there for the long time, UP and Bihar, and the Bengalis. Bengalis were very dominant in politico-economic affair, administrative affair, despite being a very less population, but they dominate over the entire life of the Assam. So the Assamese, they were feeling the identity crisis, despite being in majority. Even passing of Assam Language Act, the problems of Assamese did not solved. Even passing of Assam Language Act, the problems of Assamese did not solved, and the dominance of the Bengalis community remained as it is. Therefore, ethno-political movement started in Assam. started in Assam. Ethno-political movement had started in Assam. Ethno-political movement started in Assam. There were two insurgents group, ASU, All Assam Students Union. All Assam Students Union. And Assam Gan Sangram Parishad. So the insurgency continued for the long years, and because of Assam, the entire northeastern states was getting disturbed. Entire northeastern states was getting disturbed. Assam Gan Sangram Parishad and All Assam Students Union. So entire northeastern states was getting disturbed. Finally, Rajiv Gandhi, he initiated fresh talk with the Assamese, and Assam Accord was finalized. Assam Accord was finalized. Assam Accord was finalized. According to this accord, those migrants who came before 1961 those migrants who came before 1961, they would get the domicile status. Those migrants who came between 1961 to 71, they will get all rights as domicile, but won't get the voting right for next 10 years. So those who came after 1961 to 71, they will get all the rights as domiciled, but won't get the voting right for the next 10 years. But won't get the voting right for the next 10 years. So those who came between 1961 to 71, all rights as a domicile, but we won't get the voting right for the next 10 years. And those who came after 1971, they will be identified and sent back to their place. So this is a Assam Accord 3-point formula. Those who came after 1971, they will be identified and they will be sent back to their place. So three-phased formula to deal with the migrants. So after this accord, both ASHU and Assam Gan Sangram Parishad, they formed a separate party called Assam Gan Parishad. Assam Gan Parishad. And they participated in election. But even after this accord, the problems of Assam did not solved. The new government formed led by Praful Mohanta, it was a youth cabinet. Most of the students leader, they started tackling the affairs of Assam. So Assam Gan Parishad came in power in the election, but not able to solve the expectations of the people in proper sense. And that is the reason why there was a revival of the terrorism, and then it led to the revival of the separatist movement, and that led to the establishment of ULFA, United Liberation Front of Assam. United Liberation Front of Assam. But after so much of the effort from the military operations, the ULFA is also suppressed. ULFA is also suppressed. So there is a back to normalcy in Assam. So you can read the book India Since Independence by Bipin Chandra for any further study in the India Since Independence. Other topics you can see the economic program and the foreign policy in a different note. So tomorrow we will start the art and culture, architecture, sculpture, painting, music, all of. Tomorrow we'll go for art and culture from tomorrow onward. So that's all for the day. Thank you.